look, we're seeing the highest inflation in 40 years, lockdowns in China, which is a huge production hub for the chip industry, and a major ongoing war. How is it that you are managing to post 71% growth and raising your full year forecast?
Well, first of all, Emily, it's great to be here with you as always. And as you said, there are a lot of things that are going on, a lot of disturbances around the world. But, for us, it's really about focusing on our long-term strategy, delivering for our customers and our partners, ensuring that we're getting new products coming out. And, we have a great strategy. We have a very, very strong product portfolio for this year. And we're excited about the growth that we saw both in the first quarter and then more importantly, what we see going forward. It's a really great time to be in the high performance computing market, and this is where our focus is. So yeah, we're very happy with the growth that we're seeing.
Big tech is underwater. AMD got caught up in the sell-off today. What are you preparing for in terms of how you plan to navigate a very uncertain macro environment?
Well, Emily, I think the important thing is for us to focus on, the big picture. I mean, AMD today is such a different company than we were even just a few years ago. We completed our acquisition of Xilinx, which has, a set of markets that are a diverse set of markets. And then when you add that to our data center strategy and the progress that we've made in the data center, I think, what we're really doing is trying to navigate. Yes, there are a set of macro issues and also geographic issues that we're dealing with, but fundamentally people need more high performance processors and more technology, and that's what we do. And so it is very much about having a long-term strategy, a very diversified set of markets, and ensuring that we're focused on execution every single day to deliver to our customers.
So the biggest problem in the chip industry has continued to be supply not matching up with demand, and you made a decision to outsource to TSMC, which has been widely credited for some of AMD's recent success. When you look ahead, do you see being able to have enough supply to support all this growth, all of this demand that you're seeing?
Well, I have to say, Emily, we've been working on, sort of ramping up supply for the last 18 months. I think, even pre-pandemic, we knew that our strategy meant that we would grow, very substantially over the next few years. We've been working with our partners, not just on the wafer side, of course, on the wafer side, but also on, the back end side, substrate capacity, back end capacity, all the components that you need. And yes, we've been able to bring on a significant amount of capacity, and that's what helped us grow, so much here last year, as well as this first quarter, and for the rest of the year, we're forecasting 60% annual growth. So we are bringing on a lot of capacity, and it is something that is very strategic for us, not just this year, but into 2023 and beyond.
The data center has been a huge success story for you. How much of this demand is coming from big cloud providers like AWS and Microsoft versus increasing demand from other companies building out their own data centers?
Yeah, so the data center has been our big strategic bet, Emily, over the last few years. And we've done extremely well with the largest hyperscalers. 10 of the largest hyperscalers are using AMD in very significant way, both on internal workloads as well as their external facing workloads. We're also making a lot of progress with enterprise customers and customers who are looking at building out a hybrid environment. So, we grew, we basically doubled in the first quarter in the overall data center, but we doubled in each of cloud and enterprise. And what you're seeing there is there's just a demand for more computing. When you think about digital transformation, business transformation, all of the AI that's out there. So there's continues to be very high demand in the data center.
Now, there's been speculation about the PC market and whether it's hit a pandemic peak. Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger, very bullish on this. Are you as bullish? Where do you think the PC market is really headed?
Sure. So, Emily, in the context, the PC market had its best year, really last year. I mean, it was a very strong year for PCs, as there was a lot of need for updated PCs and updated infrastructure, as we were in the middle of the pandemic. When you look at this year, we are taking a little bit more conservative view of the PC market. We believe that it'll probably be down, let's call it high single digits. But even with that, we're talking about a market that's going to be over 300 million units this year. So my view of the PC market, it's about which segments that you're in. Certainly some of the low end and some of the more consumer facing areas of the PC market have taken a little bit of a soft spot here in the first half of the year. I will say, though, if you think about commercial PCs, people are investing a lot in IT still because they want the productivity. If you look at high-end premium PCs as well as gaming PCs, there's actually good demand for those. So I view the PC market as a very good market, but one where we do have to watch some of the volatility that is in there.
Okay. Now, I have to ask about your reaction to the Supreme Court's leaked draft opinion, which shows that Roe versus Wade could very well be overturned and soon. AMD has a good portion of its workforce in Texas, where, more aggressive anti-abortion legislation has already been passed. You've got companies like Salesforce that have offered to pay for their employees to leave Texas if they want to. How are you thinking about all of this as a business leader?
Well, Emily, look, we're certainly watching the developments very closely. I don't want to get ahead of the actual ruling. I think there's still, there's still some clarity to be brought. But our priority is always going to be first and foremost with our employees and ensuring the health and safety of our employees. So we're certainly watching the situation very carefully, and we'll make sure that we're focused on our employees.